Hi everyone, welcome back. Today, we're diving into a critical survival skill, identifying edible wild plants and, just as importantly, knowing which ones to avoid. When you're out in the wild, finding safe food sources is essential, but there are also hidden dangers in the plants around us. One of the deadliest plants you might encounter is poison hemlock. Knowing how to recognize it can make the difference between life and death in a survival situation. So, let's get into it. When food is scarce in the wilderness, wild plants can be a lifesaver. But it's essential to know what's safe to eat and what isn't. Many edible plants have poisonous lookalikes, and poison hemlock is one of the most dangerous plants you'll encounter. Even a small amount can be lethal, so identification is key. Let's break down the characteristics of poison hemlock so you can spot it confidently. Look for a green, hollow stem with purple blotches or spots. This is a distinctive feature of poison hemlock. Hemlock leaves look similar to parsley or carrot greens, but have a strong, unpleasant odor when crushed. Remember, even touching this plant can be harmful, so don't handle it with bare hands. The plant has small white flowers clustered in umbrella-like patterns, similar to other plants in the carrot family. They bloom typically from late spring to early summer. Being able to identify these characteristics can keep you safe in the wild, especially since hemlock often grows near edible plants like wild carrots and parsnips. Edible wild carrots, also known as Queen Anne's lace, are often mistaken for poison hemlock because they look similar. Here's how to tell them apart. Wild carrots have hairy stems, unlike the smooth stem of poison hemlock. Wild carrot leaves give off a mild, carrot-like smell when crushed, unlike the foul odor of poison hemlock. Queen Anne's lace often has a small purple flower in the center of its white flower cluster, which poison hemlock lacks. If you come across poison hemlock, keep a safe distance and definitely don't consume it. Even the plant's fumes can cause irritation if you're sensitive, so take care not to touch or disturb it. Remember, when in doubt, it's safer to avoid unfamiliar plants than to risk poisoning. Aside from poison hemlock, always stick to a few basic rules when identifying plants in survival situations. If you have access to a field guide or app that identifies wild plants, use it as a backup. Only as a last resort, if you're unable to identify a plant and absolutely need food, there's a universal edibility test you can use, which involves tasting a tiny amount and waiting for reactions. However, remember, this is a last resort. When possible, only eat plants you can confidently identify. To recap, in a survival situation, knowing the plants around you is crucial. We discussed poison hemlock's identifying features, including its purple-spotted stem and foul-smelling leaves. Keep in mind that wild carrots look similar, so use these identifying tips to avoid any deadly mistakes. Stay prepared by learning about the plants in your area before you head into the wild. And remember, when in doubt, don't take risks with unfamiliar plants. If you found this information useful, subscribe and share it with your fellow adventurers. Stay safe, stay smart, and see you next time on our next survival guide.